Hey y'all, it's me again, Delightful Soul. How you guys doing out there? I hope everyone is doing well, and I also appreciate you for tuning into my channel. Go ahead and subscribe to hear more content, and let's get into it. Apparently, there were a 3-day conversation in reference to the state of rhythm and blues. Diddy, also known as Brother Love, had a recorded FaceTime conversation with Timberland about the state of R&B. Another hip hop artist such as Jermaine Dupri, who has also produced many R&B artists, spoke the same sentiment, but with a different reason. Whether it's the artistry, radio support, or the record label, certainly these comments do not diminish the talents of Mary J. Blige, um, Chris Brown, and Usher. Just a few to name. And certainly Mary, Chris Brown, and Usher had something to say.
The artist really can't sing.
But first, let's listen to what Diddy said.
Okay, I'm not, and I'm Love. I'm not gonna give no hate. I'm just telling you, I'm coming with Love Records, and all my artists gonna be able to sing your face off.
And that's how it should be. That's all you know.
I'm not.
That's what you brought us into the world with.
Okay.
With the best singers. You introduced me to the best singers.
But hey, check this out. Hey, in the NBA, they don't lower the basketball.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
It's being real motherfucking political. R&B is motherfucking dead as of right now. The R&B that I made my babies to. R&B gotta be judged to a certain thing. It's a feeling, no doggy. It's a feeling.
Okay, but look, why?
No, it's a feeling.
You're right.
You gotta be able to sing. You gotta be able to sing for R&B. Then you gotta tell the truth. R&B is not a hustle. You know what I'm saying? This shit is about feeling your vulnerability. You gotta motherfucking make a nigga dick hard or a woman's vagina wet. You gotta be a child. You gotta cry. You gotta be able to get your girl back. I wanna hear all this bullshit I done heard everything about everything. You know what it is? It's a lack of vulnerability. It's our fault for accepting anything less for anybody getting on a mic. If you was at church and when you got on a mic and your ass couldn't sing and you needed auto-tune, they'll be telling you, they'll be trying to baptize you. They'd be like, the devil is a liar.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Everything's sugarcoat. Ain't no old versus young. It's just, we talking about singing. We talking about R&B singing, and I feel there was a death of R&B singing, and I'm a part of bringing that shit back. And everybody that's out there that's on that want to feel some emotions, because I ain't feeling no emotion, B.
Okay, that's what I said. That's what I said. I said the messages on the beat. I said take the beat out. I said, you're absolutely right. I said, I don't know about the messaging, and it's not coming with that feeling. But I was talking from a producer standpoint. I wasn't talking from the artist mixing it all as a matter.
Name me 5 R&B artists that can sing somebody's face off without auto-tune.
I believe that Jermaine Dupri's opinion was based on the lack of representation on commercial radio, such as Jagged Edge, Escape, and Boyz II Men, who are a few that he named. He also said, I don't believe any of these record labels believe that R&B ballads can move the needle. Even artists who work within the constraints of R&B, such as the Canadian star The Weeknd, are miscategorized. When you read on iTunes what The Weeknd is, it says pop. Doesn't even say R&B, right? So they're taking a completely different lane with him. If you just come out with a straight R&B record, a ballad, it's hard because the label don't really believe.
When I hear people say stuff like, what happened to R&B or R&B is dead, it's not. You just don't understand the basis of it. As a matter of fact, maybe I need a reminder and understanding of what it is. How can something come out 20 some odd years ago and then all of a sudden have a resurgence in a way that people just want to talk about it, sing it, enjoy it. It's because it's classic. That's superstar. That's R&B. That's what R&B is.
Yeah,
R&B is timeless. It ain't gonna go away. It's not gonna have a beat. So when I do hear people, even like Puff, saying, R&B is dead, he sounds nuts to me. It sounds crazy. Especially knowing that he was a pioneer and understanding and beneficiary of it. The source that is R&B created the breath of life that was breathed into hip hop. It wouldn't be. There would be no hip hop if there were not R&B.
Amen.
So it's blasphemous to hear me say. It's blasphemous to hear people say anything, especially hip hop cats, to say anything about R&B. It's like, nah, it's been there. It's gonna stay there. As long as you existing, then it's there, because that's where y'all got it from.
But you know that Puff was just saying that as a marketing ploy. You know that. You know you do long enough to know that he didn't really mean that. He just wants to start up the conversation because he got his new album coming out. So
I mean, let you say it, guys. From your lips to God's ears. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to make something happen, I say celebrate it more than decline it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If anything, why don't you take 2 minutes to really recognize the cats that are doing it and give them, that recognition and celebration.
Yeah.
It's timeless. R&B is completely timeless. And for those people who living in the comment section, keep that shit there. Don't let me hear you saying nothing crazy greasy about R&B, because it ain't ever gonna die. It is the source of it all to me.
Yeah.
When I hear these artists, from all over the world celebrating our music and celebrating the culture that was started and founded by jazz, then made its way to blues, and then to R&B, and then on to all these other genres, rock and roll, hip hop, you name it. Yeah. It is all sourced
disco,
by R&B.
dance music, house music.
It is all sourced by R&B, so it does not exist if it doesn't have the breath of R&B in it. So, do we need better? Do we need more? Do we need profiles, and do we need stations to understand and celebrate R&B, especially the ones that are doing it live? Whether it's myself, Chris Brown, my little brother, even, Justin Bieber. Like when I hear him do songs like Peaches, he gets it. He understands, it lives. It lives forever. Pharrell still doing it. Dr. Dre still doing it. All of those guys, I'm looking at what I think is getting ready to happen between Puff and JD, in Atlanta to celebrate the music. Yo, y'all don't live without R&B. Neither one of y'all.
Nope.
So, if it's a thirst trap moment, or either, you trolling, yo, man, keep that shit in the comment section. I'm not.
Well, Chris Brown responds to Diddy saying R&B is dead, quote unquote, respectfully, shut up. And he also responded on his Instagram saying, when's the last time you heard a slow song on the radio? And saying R&B is dead, respectfully, shut up. He said, people nowadays want fast food instead of real meal. Don't blame the real singers out here, because what channels do people have to see music videos? Bet D sure don't neither does MTV. And then the industry be forcing S on people when the real music lovers know that S is garbage. Many, including Mary J. Blige, disputed Diddy's claim, as she pointed out that there is good R&B from talented artists, but there is not enough support for it, especially on the radio, which no longer plays R&B as often as other genres.
So there's no way. And you have Chris Brown. How you gonna say R&B is dead when you got Chris Brown? When you got Usher?
Diddy defended his statement after the backlash. It's been 3 days of the debate. This is the clarity of the message. It's not disrespect to anybody. The Gotta Move On singer wrote, this conversation was out of love, and me purposely wanted to bring attention to R&B. It was something that I saw the effects of the hip-hop and the R&B balance. The balance is honesty and realness when it comes together. Melodies, vulnerabilities, and most importantly, love. And this is what some of y'all had to say. Diddy and JD done pissed off Usher. Bruh, please. Because it's an insult. Puff is dismissing all the work they, Usher, Beyonce, Mary J., Chris Brown, etc., produce and receive accolades for just so that he can get attention for him. This new album, it's like throwing them under the bus. Everything Usher said is true. While the greatest artists you have to find out there, the mainstream essence of R&B is trash right now from the male perspective. The women are killing it. All had breakthrough years this year. The mainstream essence is there. Y'all just want it to be what we grew up on. Puff said he was going to bring R&B back. Yeah, right. That's an insult to Usher, Mary J. Blige, Jasmine Sullivan, Beyonce, and all the R&B artists not mentioned. If Puff wants to put out an R&B album, then just do it, but don't try to get credit for something for more than that. That's why Chris Brown went far on his Instagram. I think he felt insulted by saying R&B is dead. That's a big disrespect to him and others. They said it's dead, but they don't listen. LOL. Funny enough. Wasn't everyone just rocking to No Guidance and Go Crazy back to back summers in 2019 and 2020? This goes for hours and hours, over and etc. R&B is the root of every genre. It's everywhere and will forever live. Can see why Usher is offended by this statement. Well, here's my take on this. Is rhythm and blues R&B dead? Absolutely not. And I don't think that that particular genre of music will ever die. Just like Usher mentioned that how can a song resurface and be as popular or even popular than it was when it was initially recorded? However, the genre R&B has been diluted. It has been diluted with artists who really just could not sing and they had the perfect look but just didn't have the talent. It has been diluted with other genres mixing within the rhythm and blues. Many of the R&B songs have rap in. They have some sort of rap break. And even some of the R&B singers, they include themselves rapping within their songs. And such as Usher said that R&B is the foundation of the hip hop and rap community. And for that reason, you will see a lot of songs titled or put in the category of R&B slash pop or R&B slash some other genre. I do believe that Diddy spoke out of turn in reference to R&B music, but we all understand his reason why. And I know between you and I, Diddy has watched some of these verses as the most of us have and have discovered what talents that most of these R&B singers give to the genre. So for Diddy to make that comment, of course, that was an insult to the artists that remain in the R&B genre and sing strictly R&B, so that he can change the narrative that he was the probably the creator, the reinventor of some sort of rhythm and blues music. I also understand Diddy when he speaks of a vulnerability within the music. And that's what really has changed about R&B, because when we had our Luther and our Leverts and our other artists of old singing R&B music, they would sing about being in love as opposed of the acts of love. And then too, we have to look at the music industry and who is allowed to participate. There are too many rumors of many talented artists being kept out of the music industry because they do not go along with a narrative, whatever it is. So there are some artists out there that sings with their heart and soul and their emotion and the vulnerability. Because where I'm from, you can fall into any African American black church and find that right R&B singer, that singer who would have that soul and that voice that you're looking for. But maybe others who do not have the feel of R&B soul and just want to make the money, they would tell you what R&B should sound like, what R&B should look like, and everything, and that's how it will become more diluted. But luckily, due to the internet and other social media sites, artists, up and coming artists, are able to display themselves and their talents without going through all of the ins and outs that they would have to experience. And some people would look at them and see them and appreciate their talents and their music, and they would be successful from there. Otherwise, as long as we have these gatekeepers again that tell us what R&B should look like, sound like, or be, we would not have the artistry that we need. Certainly not the radio support. And we just have to support those record labels that do support the true R&B singers. So yeah, y'all give me your opinion on the state of rhythm and blues. Tell me what your favorite song is, cause I'm about to go listen to me some Usher right now. Thank you for watching as always, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Well, you know what? Well, coming from a DJ, that's a great thing to say, and I would say that to Puff if I had a conversation with him. I'd be like, look, you saying R&B is dead, but you don't necessarily have an R&B record out just because you have an R&B singer